Hi everybody! Oh! I'm not wearing this hat because it's Halloween. That's purely coincidental. I promise you that. Lefty's ghost is not here. He took Lady Lefty up to the Poconos for some romance. Maybe a bath and a champagne glass? So yeah, they're not here. They're in the Poconos. Whether or not you believe that is completely up to you. So Hell in the Cell happened last night. I didn't watch it, but I'm going to review it anyway because I'm that kind of guy. Yeah. Roman Reigns beat Rusev in a Hell in the Cell match. I'm sure that was incredibly exciting for everybody involved to see this feud continue on for no reason. I love Rusev. I think he should be great. But they make him this like goofball, laughingstock jobber every week. Look what they did to him tonight on Raw. More on that later. Why did I start the review? There was a before aspect to this that I skipped. SmarkTober episode 3 is on Daily Motion. Links in the description. Under that link is the links to episodes 1 and 2. Go watch SmarkTober. It's on Daily Motion. It's alive and well. Back to what I was saying. Rusev's like this big comedy jobber goofball who gets thrown into cakes and laughed at every week. And then you put him in these hardcore Hell in the Cell matches where he's choking people with chains and we're supposed to think he's hardcore. And of course he just loses the fucking match because that's the plan with this guy. Never have him achieve any level of success because you're supposed to laugh at him. Take Brian Kendrick seriously. Take all these wet-haired, oiled-up faggots in the Cruiserweight division seriously. But have the giant monster be the laughingstock. That's wonderful. That's great. But still throw him in hardcore situations just so he can lose on a bigger scale. What a great way to build your talent. Your ratings are in the ones. Then there was Divas shit. Nobody cares. The Club beat Enzo and Cass. Why is this at a pay-per-view? This happens every fucking week. It happened tonight on Raw. Who cares? Stop. Whatever. The title match happened in the mid-card. I was on a hangout with Mr. Sean Walker last night, and he was talking about what happened, and I had no idea what the title match even was because I forgot who the contender was. No, excuse me. I thought fucking Kevin Owens was the contender, and I had no idea who the champion was. I forgot that Kevin Owens was champ, but he fucking fought Seth Rollins. Jericho got involved! He's on the side! No one cares. When you do the same shit every week to end Raw, and then you do it at the pay-per-view, and expect everybody to be shocked that it happened, that's why your ratings are the way they are, because nobody's invested in anything, because there's nothing to be invested in. It's cartoonish, repetitive bullshit that nobody wants to see. Cartoonish not in the fun wrestling way, but in the ha-ha! The bad guys did a bad thing, and the good guys gonna get hit then. But the things that the bad guys do that are bad aren't cool, hardcore, or interesting. It's retarded, repetitive bullshit that a 2-year-old can predict. So that's that. Sweaty Man is still champion. I didn't even remember he was champion at all, so I don't know why I said that. We're going to get more segments with him coming out. Then we got Cruiserweight shit. It says here the match ended by submission. My question is, why are Cruiserweights doing submission moves in the first place? It's bad enough that none of them are interesting, likable, or entertaining. Can you at least have them do shit that Cruiserweights are supposed to do? When they're just gay midgets rolling around doing submission moves, it's not fun for anybody. Stop pretending you like this shit just because you recognize their names from the indies, because they're not even doing what Cruiserweights are supposed to do. They're having the same boring matches as all the pseudo-technical guys, only they're smaller and less believable, and with even less character, if that's even possible. TJ Perkins, he likes video games, look at his Titantron, you can select your character. Fuck you, TJ Perkins needs to get cholera immediately, he's garbage. Cesaro and Sheamus are still a thing, and they beat up the New Day by disqualification in a match that happened at a pay-per-view. How exciting is that? And oh, what do we have here? In the main event of Hell in the Cell, Charlotte defeated Sasha Banks in a 22-minute Hell in a Cell match that all you fucking faggoty cucks on the internet have to praise, even though it stank, apparently. Everyone, oh guys, whether or not the match was good, I'm gonna give it my match of the year nod just because of its historic value. Will you go fuck yourself? It's not historic, first of all. Nothing in wrestling is historic. Nobody's going to be talking about this shit in 5 months, let alone 10 years down the road. It's not historic. And it's not historic in terms of wrestling because nobody fucking asked for this. They told you that it was this big revolution even though nobody was clamoring for it. They're saying that this is important and you should care. They're telling you it's a good storyline even though there is no story. The story is they were booked to fight, so they've been fighting for a year and a half. That's the story. Where's anything good that happened here? Apparently this was a botch-filled mess. Apparently Sasha Banks' pants gave her a wedgie and that's all everybody was talking about, other than how shit it was booked. I don't give a fuck about Divas booking, and if you're critiquing Divas booking beyond saying that they're not taking their clothes off, you're a cuckold as well, even if you didn't enjoy it. Get that through your head. It's not historic. It's not. You know what was historic? When the cat showed her tits and it was the first time there was nudity on wrestling. That's historic. People will buy the network to see that shit. Nobody on planet fucking Earth is gonna pay to see this. Stop saying that they're saving women's wrestling because no one's watching it! People gave a shit about women's wrestling when there was no wrestling involved, when they wore thongs and rubbed asses all over the place. When it's them wrestling, your ratings are in the ones every week, and nobody's buying your pay-per-views, no one's subscribing to the network. That's your history. That's the legacy of this historic, groundbreaking match. The lowest ratings in years. That's your legacy. Everybody online is pretending that they enjoyed this shit regardless of what happened in the ring. They don't care about the actual match. All these fucking retards online, guys, it really doesn't matter how the match was. It was match of the year when they both stepped in that cell. You need to fucking, if you have balls left, rip them off and choke to death on them, you fucking queers. Stop This white knight mentality of wrestling fans has killed the product. Because they're not even wrestling fans. They're these fucking weirdo people. This all goes back to this, folks. This cuckery. This, let's forget about what's actually entertaining and do what makes us feel good. Why does that make you feel good? Who do you want to fuck? What fat monster do you want to slam on your peg and fill full of cheese whiz? It's not happening, folks. If you're watching this shit and pretending to enjoy it, you're never going to get laid. That's coming from me. Anyway, that's Hell in the Cell for you. Now we have Raw to talk about. Raw was also garbage, but it started off great. It started off with Goldberg! He talks for about 2 seconds and then Heyman interrupts him. Heaven forbid the only guy who can cut a compelling promo gets mic time. Heyman comes out and says, Goldberg, I respect you! So I'm kind of losing interest. And then he says that Lesnar conquered Taker's streak. So then I'm really considering changing the channel even though Goldberg is there. And then Heyman says, Lesnar wants to fight him tonight. And then I almost changed the channel because I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew they were going to do the stupid bullshit where they play Lesnar's music and no one comes out. Because for some reason, they love to trick the fans. Even though at this point, no one's tricked. So this segment has no effect on them other than to waste their time. Whenever they say, oh, the pay-per-view match is going to happen tonight, name one time that's ever happened. Never. So who are you tricking? The 2-year-olds who haven't seen wrestling before? They don't care because they don't know who Goldberg is. So why are you doing this? What a waste for everybody involved. So then Rusev came out. Cole says, the Bulgarian brute! And Saxton says, why is Rusev here? I know I didn't convey that as terrible as it came off live, but it was comparable to, it's Christian! Rusev says Goldberg isn't a superhero, and then he says he's the super athlete, and he punches Goldberg, and then this was the greatest moment in wrestling history in the last, fucking 10 years. Goldberg fucking jackhammers him. He can still pick up the 300-pound mess that is Rusev. I don't know what those mouth noises I made when I was trying to say the word mess. I was like, moo, moo, moo. I digress. Jackhammers him, and then he fucking spears Paul Heyman, and he does this rah thing, and I'm like, you know what? If the whole show just ended here, this would be one of the greatest Raws ever. Unfortunately, it dragged on for about 3 hours after that. We see the Three Stooges immediately after this segment. I just spat all over my monitor. The last thing we see in the ring is Goldberg spearing Heyman and going, "Mah!" And we immediately cut to the fucking faggoty announcers with Cole doing his hand signs, and fucking CM Punk is wearing this cornball emo suit like, yeah, I'm cool, got Halloween, gothic. And then fucking Byron Saxton's wearing ducky pajamas. We immediately cut from Goldberg murdering 2 people in the ring with just this fucking ruthless aggression, as I like to say. Cut immediately to some fucking beta male in ducky pajamas. I hate wrestling. I hate it. So then we get this. A Tricker Street match. Get it? Because it's a street fight, but it's Halloween. It was with the club and Enzo and Cass, so why have a pay-per-view when you're just going to do the matches on this night? Enzo was hitting Festus with a plastic skeleton that children play with. So I stopped watching. Yeah. Then we get worthless cruiserweight shit, which ironically is the same match from last night. It's video game faggot versus Brian Kendrick, who nobody cares about. It's very personal because they went to shake hands, and this time the good guy wouldn't shake hands because now he's had enough of Kendrick, you know? He doesn't care that he bought him a new N64 when he was 12 and learning about anal sex for the first time. So then Foley's a queer and a bore, and he's standing backstage talking to some loser, and then Strowman comes over and starts talking, but I couldn't hear what he was saying because I was laughing so hard at how phony and cornballish his voice is. Hey, you gotta do this. I hit the fucking floor laughing. Is this a fucking joke? So Foley's now in the ring, and he's cutting this impassioned promo. The Divas gave us everything they had last night. Kill yourself. Fucking kill yourself, dude. You're a disgrace to your own legacy. Back in your heyday, divas were borderline fucking each other in the ring. Now you're going to pretend that it's wonderful that Sasha Banks does the same fucking Hell in the Cell shit that you did years ago, only when you did it, it was real. When you got off the fucking stretcher, it was real. You were actually hurt. It wasn't this fake Daniel Bryan bullshit. So then Owens and Jericho come out because he has to reprimand them for cheating last night because he's just a good guy. You know, everybody loves Foley. Good, wholesome Foley who likes to curse at fans on Twitter for not enjoying this forced cucky diva bullshit. So he's reprimanding them, and it's so interesting because these two Canuck faggots are just endlessly entertaining. Reigns comes out for no reason trying to be cool. He's got his belt over, you know, I'm holding it like this because I'm cool and interesting. I love it. A U.S. title match is now set up between him and Jericho. So now we get the same shit as the last 10 Raws in a row. Just replace one wet-haired gay Shield failure with another. How exciting. I can't wait for Kevin Owens to get involved and then Rollins to come out. No, it's just the Shield reuniting. I don't care. I'm not excited. So some worthless battle royal takes place for some ambiguous prize. Sami Zayn was beating the shit out of Braun Strowman for half of it, so nobody gives a fuck at that point. You can't break people's suspension of disbelief. Even if Strowman ended up winning, the fact that he was struggling to beat Sami Zayn made me want to vomit and kill myself. Strowman won whatever the fuck this was for. I don't know. Then the Stooges whore out Subway. I take this footlong and shove it up my ass there, Byron. The New Day are now dressed like black wrestlers. They're all dressed like fucking the Godfather's various personas. For some reason. That was exciting and needed to take up 25 minutes on this show. Then we got more cruiserweight shit. It was a 6-man tag, so it's double the shit for the price of one 6-man tag of these faggoty cruiserweights. And look at this team. I have to insert this here because it's the most gay thing. It's just 3 bland, wet-haired, oiled-up white guys. They're all faggot. Just look how gay this shit is. What the fuck kind of faggoty bullshit is this? They're just these guys in their underwear with first names and last names, and they kick people and roll around. None of them are interesting. None of them do cruiserweight moves. It's boring. They're just the 3 most bland, create a wrestler template jobbers on the planet, but we're told that they're these great experts and we're supposed to respect them. You don't respect the athletes, SmarkBusters. That's why I won't subscribe to you. I'll just pay wrestling for them for my premium membership. So then we get Diva talking shit. Charlotte Flair's fucking entrance is the most... I'm overusing cuck, I know, but it's appropriate. The cuckiest entrance on the planet, where she's on this throne and a bunch of men are carrying her. Ha! You go, girl! I am woman, hear me roar! It's really fucking lame when the fucking face of your women's revolution is a fucking trans woman. So she comes out, I'm assuming she talked, but I stopped watching, and then a Divas match happened after that. So just keep shoving this shit on the screen, and then keep wondering why nobody's watching your show anymore. Go on Google Trends, and type in any of the Divas' names compared to Goldberg. So Sheamus and Cesaro have a lover's quarrel backstage, and then all of a sudden they're in the ring fighting Primo and Epico in a match we all desperately wanted to see. Goldust and R-Truth are then seen wandering through a haunted house in a must-see segment on this hardcore, action-packed wrestling show that you fucking faggots clamor over how much you love the athleticism and the work rate. You don't have a problem with this, so you love talking about how funny R-Truth is. Owens and Jericho are friends, and they hug it out backstage, and then our gay main event happens. It wasn't interesting at all. Nobody was shocked when Kevin Owens got involved. Nobody was shocked when Seth Rollins came out, and nobody marked out when him and Reigns had a little salute to each other. Everybody thought it was gay. Everybody thought it was retarded. Everybody thought it was boring. Nobody was watching. It's awful. Women's wrestling has killed wrestling. You can't overstate the importance of this shit in terms of how bad wrestling is. It's, as of right now, it's like 95% of the reason why I'm so angered by wrestling. Because it's not good. Stop fooling yourselves into thinking these talentless cunts are A, good in the ring, or B, good on the stick. They're terrible. They offer nothing. None of them have unique personas of their own. They're just both two arrogant bitches with hateable personalities and hideous faces. They're not good in the ring. Their matches are all filled with embarrassing botches. Everyone's complaining, oh, they should have put the belt on Sasha. They should have put the belt on Sasha. Did you think that maybe she probably got hurt in this match and they had to keep the belt on whoever keep it on Charlotte or give it to Charlotte? I don't know what the situation was. Do you ever think of that? That's probably what happened. Sasha's probably fucking hurt again because they're making these stupid cunts do shit they weren't made to do. So don't complain about the booking and, oh, why are they doing this? They're doing this because she's probably hurt again. That's why. You heard it here first, folks. It's not good. Stop pretending you're enjoying it. You're not enjoying it. It's terrible. Stop accusing people of being sexist for not enjoying it because that's bullshit. Nobody on planet... If this is not objective. Or is this objective or subjective? I don't know. It's not subjective. I'll say it that way. Nobody can honestly enjoy this because it's not good. It's not good. The matches are lame, botch-filled messes with no real story. Even if these were men wrestling, it wouldn't be as infuriating because it wouldn't be as forced. It still wouldn't be good. If you had that exact same match with Reigns and Rusev, everybody would have said it was dog shit. What a botch-filled nightmare. But because it's women, now it's history-making. Because they're the first women to step in the Hell in the Cell. Great. Some woman had to have been the first woman to step in dog shit. Was that historic? Not just because it's the first thing a woman does doesn't make it this automatic thing that you have to love. No, if it's shit, it's shit, regardless of whatever pseudo-historical value you put on it. Because in 5 months, everybody's gonna forget that this shit even happened because it was so bad and so uninteresting. When you have to force yourself to praise it just because you don't want to be called a sexist, that's how you know it's bad. Because nobody was giving positive critiques to it as a match. Everybody was saying, well, the booking was terrible, the match was filled with botches, but match of the year because of the history. It's not history. It's a fucking wrestling show that nobody's watching. How is it historic when no one's watching it? Can you explain that to me? I can understand, maybe, if this boosted the ratings up to a 4. No one's watching. The ratings are going down every fucking week. Yeah, the ratings will probably be up this week because Goldberg was on. Don't attribute this to being, well, it's the Divas Hell in a Cell fallout boosted the ratings. No one gave a shit. It's Goldberg. And I bet you large sums of money that the ratings went down as soon as the Goldberg segment ended because people knew he wouldn't have been back and nobody was interested in the Divas update. Sasha Banks is hurt again, probably. Good. Stop doing this shit. I heard people complaining that there weren't moonsaults off the top of the cell. You know what? Maybe there should have been. Maybe that would have taught you a lesson about trying to put these talentless cunts in matches they have no business being in. You can write this match off any way you want, folks. Go on the internet and say this match sucked because it was gay. That's valid. Defending it in any way is not valid because you're pretending to have enjoyed it. You're pretending. It's so see-through. Liberalism is killing wrestling, folks. How do you like them apples? Be sure to watch Smarktober. The new episode is linked in the bottom. There will be more Smarktobers uploaded on Daily Motion throughout this week. I will be alerting you to them on YouTube. I'll upload like trailers for them or something. I don't know. That's really all I gotta say. And I've said too much as it is. It's really weird when there's no lefty here because I'm just kind of screaming into a camera and I feel like such an asshole, but that's what I am. So, yeah. If you're still trick-or-treating and you're over the age of 7, you belong in this century. Back in my day, 7-year-olds were running around in the wilderness shooting redcoats, and redskins for that matter, collecting scalps to sell for food. Nowadays, you're trick-or-treating, dressing up as superheroes. Fuck Cody Rhodes.